Crimson Desert. I've played over 20 hours of the game so far, but is it worth buying? Let's break it down. Alright, and welcome to the latest episode of What's Happening with me, Casey Foreman. Crimson Desert is the newest open-world adventure role-playing game hitting the market, and it has gamers pretty divided. Some calling it too complicated and clunky, while others claim it to be the best game of 2026. After about 20 hours of gameplay, I am really enjoying Crimson Desert. The game is about a character named Kliff, who lives in this diverse world where there's snow, deserts, mountains. You can legit ride a dragon in this game. Which leads me into my first reason I think it is worth buying. There's pretty much nothing off limits. And what else would you want from an open world action adventure game like this? People who enjoyed roaming Skyrim, finding different loot, fighting different things are going to enjoy what this game has to offer. Also, those who really love the Red Dead Redemption games, as you can put on a bandit mask and rob anything or anyone of your choosing. And I've decided to extend our giveaway. The winner will now be announced on my next movie review video, but join the fun and maybe win a free trip to the movies while it's still going. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and boom, you're entered to win. Again, that winner is going to be announced on my next movie review. And the map is twice the size of Skyrim's. It features multiple big cities, and it also has this other world-like place you can only reach by fast traveling. It's basically hovering over the actual map, and it can be used as a way to get around quicker. Just jump off of it. So if you're a fan of games where you can just explore for hours, Crimson Desert could be your next play. And even though these two things are great in this game, there are some elements that are solid, but not exceptional, like the combat. This might be the number one thing people are complaining about most online, saying it doesn't feel smooth or certain bosses are much harder in comparison to the rest of the action in the game. And okay, I agree, it might not have the best fighting style, and some of the bosses can be a little too difficult at times, but they've since updated the game and sent out some patches, kind of fixing some things that gamers are complaining about. And in my opinion, never once has a boss really felt unbeatable. And this is coming from a guy who could not get into Elden Ring for that very reason. You can see the first boss fight right here. It happens after you discover the first city. It wasn't anything too hard. Granted, this was the easiest fight of the whole game. They do get progressively harder as you play. But isn't that how you want it to be and how it's supposed to be? There have definitely been times where I was like, okay, yeah, I need to go level up and do some side missions before I can do this. But the game will not tell you that and does no hand-holding. But don't let that scare you necessarily, because you still have all the tools you need to progress throughout the story. A mini-map's there, it has a marker of where to go for missions, but no direct pathways. And fast travel spots are not easily found. You gotta go search them out. But overall, the combat is something I have liked, but not loved. Overall, I think most people would agree. The only part of this game where I completely understand the criticisms, the storylines. I mean, nothing really special about it at all. It doesn't always make sense, and it is easily the weakest part of the game. It is enough, though, to have me wanting to keep playing the main missions, but I'm not just grinding them out like some other games we've had in the past. Also because there's so much to do elsewhere in this game. My game score for Crimson Desert is a 4.0 out of 5. I can't get enough of this open world. It's one of the best I've ever experienced. The combat is good enough, and with all the different side missions and stuff you can do, it's easily one of the coolest games I've played in a while, despite its mediocre story. Our show is sponsored by Dubby Energy. Are you tired of the same old energy drinks and how they make you feel after the fact? Then Dubby's got you covered with an extensive list of clean energy drinks and deals happening all the time. Just go check out the link in the description of today's episode and be better and get energized with Dubby. And before we get out of here, let me hand out some tips to both current and future players. Stamina is everything and basically determines your combat, your flight. Basically, you want to make sure you level that up as soon as possible. Yes, boss fights are difficult, but can be accomplished if you bring enough heals, aka food. Food is arguably just as important as stamina in this game. Always stay stocked. And lastly, be on the lookout for large white question marks on the map. Most of the time it means a fast travel spot is close. And trust me, you want to capitalize on that every time you can. And that's going to do it for this episode of What's Happening with me, Casey Foreman. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.